When Diane turned 65, she began to notice little changes. At first, they were so subtle, she brushed them off. She found herself struggling to carry a basket of laundry up the stairs, needing to pause halfway and catch her breath. She grew tired after short walks that once energized her. Even getting out of bed in the morning felt heavier than it should have. Friends told her it was normal. That's just aging. But something inside Diane wasn't convinced. One morning, she tried to open a jar of pickles and her hands shook with the effort. She laughed it off in front of her daughter, but later alone, she sat at the kitchen table and thought, this isn't just age. Something's wrong. What Diane was experiencing is all too common. Many seniors assume tiredness and weakness are simply the price of growing older. But in truth, they are warning signs. The body does slow down with age, but exhaustion, loss of strength, and constant fatigue aren't normal. They often signal underlying issues that can and should be addressed. For Diane, the turning point came when she visited her doctor and explained how weak she felt. Instead of dismissing it as aging, the doctor began asking questions. Was she eating enough protein? Did she sleep well? What medications was she taking? Had she had her blood checked recently? Each question peeled back a layer of possible causes. The first possibility was muscle loss, also called sarcopenia. After 40, adults begin losing 3 to 5% of muscle every decade, and the pace accelerates after 60. Muscles are what keep us steady, mobile, and strong. Without them, climbing stairs becomes a challenge, lifting groceries feels like a strain, and even standing from a chair can leave you winded. Sarcopenia is not inevitable, though. It's often made worse by inactivity and poor nutrition. The second possibility was anemia. When the body doesn't have enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen, every task feels exhausting. Many older adults develop anemia due to iron deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency, or slow internal bleeding. A simple blood test could reveal whether Diane's fatigue was the result of her cells literally starving for oxygen. Her doctor also explained that thyroid issues are a common culprit. The thyroid, a small gland in the neck, controls metabolism. If it underperforms, a condition known as hypothyroidism, fatigue, weakness, weight gain, and even depression can follow. Many seniors go undiagnosed for years, assuming their symptoms are just old age. Another potential cause was medication side effects. Diane had been prescribed drugs for blood pressure and cholesterol. Both were important, but both carried side effects that could explain her sluggishness. Seniors are especially vulnerable because they often take multiple medications that interact in unexpected ways. Then there was nutrition and hydration. Older adults often eat less, either because appetite declines or because chewing and digestion become harder. But eating less can mean not getting enough protein, iron, vitamin D, or B12, all critical for strength and energy. Add to that the fact that seniors often drink less water, and dehydration alone can leave the body weak and tired. The conversation with her doctor opened Diane's eyes. Weakness and fatigue weren't something she had to accept. They were signals. The real problem wasn't that she was just getting old. It was that her body was asking for help. Over the following weeks, Diane took steps to address the possible causes. She had a blood test, which showed her vitamin B12 levels were low. She began taking a supplement, and within 2 weeks, noticed a subtle but real increase in her energy. She also started eating more protein, adding eggs at breakfast and chicken or beans to her lunches. At her doctor's advice, she began light resistance exercises, using bands and small weights. At first, even lifting 3 pounds felt challenging, but she stuck with it. Slowly, her arms stopped trembling, her legs felt stronger, and her balance improved. Sleep, too, became a focus. Diane had been waking up multiple times a night, assuming this was just age. But a sleep study revealed mild sleep apnea, a condition in which breathing stops briefly during sleep. With treatment, her rest became deeper and her mornings brighter. What surprised Diane most was how much these small adjustments transformed her outlook. The woman who once hesitated to carry laundry up the stairs now moved with more confidence. She still tired more easily than she had in her 40s, but she no longer felt trapped in a body that betrayed her. Most importantly, she no longer believed weakness and fatigue were her destiny. Diane's story illustrates a truth that too many people miss. When seniors feel tired and weak, something is wrong. It might be muscle loss, it might be a nutritional deficiency, it might be thyroid, heart, or lung issues. But it is not just aging. Age may set the stage, but lifestyle, health conditions, and treatable deficiencies play the starring role. Consider Henry, a 70-year-old man who assumed his growing fatigue was normal until a blood test revealed anemia from a slow stomach bleed. With treatment, his energy returned. Or Maria, 68, who blamed her weakness on age until her doctor discovered her thyroid had slowed. A simple daily pill restored her vitality. Or George, 75, who thought his exhaustion was inevitable until he adjusted his medications and began drinking more water. Within weeks, he felt like a new man. These stories are not rare. They are everyday examples of how many people mistake treatable conditions for aging. And while the body will inevitably grow older, it does not have to grow useless. The key is to listen to the signals. Persistent fatigue is not something to shrug off. Unexplained weakness is not a harmless inconvenience. They are warnings, red flags that something deeper is happening. Seeking medical advice, testing for deficiencies, reviewing medications, improving nutrition, and building strength through movement can all make a dramatic difference. For Diane, the biggest change was in her mindset. She no longer joked that she was just old. Instead, she told her friends, "I was running on empty, but now I know how to refuel." Her energy didn't make her 20 again, but it gave her the freedom to enjoy her life, playing with her grandchildren, tending her garden, walking with her friends. Aging is real, but decline is not destiny. Feeling tired all the time, struggling with weakness, and losing independence are not inevitable steps in life's journey. They are challenges that can be met, signals that can be answered, and problems that can often be solved. Diane knew this better than anyone. The day she carried a full basket of laundry up the stairs without stopping, she smiled. It wasn't just the strength in her arms or the steadiness in her legs. It was the knowledge that she had taken control. She wasn't just getting old. She was getting wise enough to listen to her body, to fight back, and to reclaim the energy she thought she had lost forever. Word count, story 1115. Would you like me to make this story more clinical and data-driven, with references to statistics and studies, or keep it in this personal storytelling style?